let's run through some different scenarios. Let's do this. Jerry, I know you have a son. What's his name and how old is he?
Daniel. Daniel is 14.
So Daniel, okay. So Daniel's 14 years old. Let's say, okay, he's going to high school this year. Okay. And let's say that he's going to have a summer job, throughout his high school career. Let's say he delivers pizza or Chinese food. Because that's what I did during high school. And let's say he makes some pocket money. Okay. So let's say you can open up a Roth IRA for him. He's 15 years old and you just put in $1,000. Just $1,000 one time. Okay, guess how much money, Jerry, he will have when he retires?
Good question. I guess that really depends on the return of the investment, right?
Yes, that is correct.
What's your assumption?
So let's take a look. Let's just use a return of 7%. Okay, the S&P historically returns anywhere from 8 to 10%, but let's just use 7%. Okay, so if you look at this display, look at this calculation, only investing for your child when your child is 15 years old, okay, one time, $1,000. By the time they retire at age of 64, 65, they'll have $30,000, okay, $30,000 tax-free. And when you see the tax savings of $15,000, that means if you put that same money, $1,000, in a taxable account, they would only have $15,000. Okay, so the power of the Roth IRA is the ability to grow over time tax-free returns. Okay, $1,000 one time, $30,000 by the time they retire. So this is the beginning of what I'm trying to show you. How powerful is this, Jerry?
Well, thanks, Ron. 坦率来讲，我知道应该会不少，但是我还是没有想到那么多。而且应该是免税的。也就是说，开户的时候您放了1000块钱 ，That's it， 后面就不再追加了。50年后，账户内价值差不多3万块，增加了30倍。
对，我这里插一句啊 ，Jerry，我这里很多的客人都为孩子存钱。我们中国人的父母是最伟大的。我觉得他们肯定为孩子存钱，但可能就是没有用到 Roth。大家可以看一下，如果你没有把它放在 Roth IRA， 而是把它放在一个 taxable account 里面的话，你损失了一半的钱 ，right？
对。
所以的话，这个 Roth IRA， 当然就是 Ron 刚才讲的，因为他是15岁，所以 time is everything，right？ 非常好。但是 tax is also everything.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. 是。
So, Jerry, let's make this even better. Let's make an assumption that your son Daniel, okay, he works every summer during his high school career. Okay, let's say every summer for 4 years, he works a job and you can help him max out $6,000 per year in his Roth IRA. So 4 years, $6,000, total of $24,000. Let's use the same return, 7% return, marginal tax rate of 25%. Look at what it shows here. Very impressive. The account, when they retire at the age of 65, again, 4 years, $24,000. That's it. Grows to $700,000. Tax savings of about $300,000. That means if you put it in a taxable account, he would only have probably $400,000 in there. Okay, so the power of the Roth is to have the ability over time to grow your money. $700,000 just for those 4 years in high school, Jerry.
Well, 这个厉害了，还是原来的投资回报率的假设，但是呢，投入会更多一些。也就是说，假设您每年投入6000块钱，投了4年，就是 Ron 刚才讲的，孩子在整个高中期间，每年暑假打工或者两个假日打工，可以挣到一个，比如6000块钱，那么4年算下来投了2万4，同样6岁5岁的时候，账户就变成了70万，增值了差不多也增值了30倍。Ron.
Okay, Jerry, let's look at one more scenario, which is very common amongst my friends, actually my experience as well. Let's say that your son Daniel did not want to work through high school, okay? So he doesn't work through high school, but let's say during college, now he's 19 years old. Now in college, he may work on campus, take a campus job or take a side job. So let's compare. Now that he's 19 years old and you put $6,000 a year, 4 years again, 24,000 a total for those 4 years while he's in college. Let's look at the numbers here and then compare. As you can see, the numbers show huge difference. The account will be worth $500,000, savings again about $250,000. But look at the difference just starting when your child is 15 versus starting when the child is 19. 4 years difference makes a difference of $170,000 difference. Okay? So that really drives home time is of the essence, okay? So that's the key right here, Jerry.
Thanks, Ron. 非常有意思啊！这个我们再来看 Ron 刚才展示出另外一个选择或者说投资方式。这个前一张 slide 我们假定孩子在高中的时候，在高中4年投入进去，然后呢，我们另外一种方式是假定孩子到上大学的时候投4年，也就是说投的钱是一模一样的，只是投的时间晚了4年，但结果差别非常非常明显。到孩子65岁的时候，账户内差了要将近20万，精确的算法应该17万多。大家可以看到，仅仅时间上差了4年，最后的总额差了相当的明显。
我再插一句啊 ，Jerry， 这也是其实你可以把这个图给你的孩子看，你可以告诉他，在高中你应该去工作，对不对？我觉得在我的经验中，我因为有3个孩子，我觉得孩子越早开始打工越是好，因为他的 work ethics 会很好，也知道 money is not easy。不仅有这个好处，还有那个好处是可能 in my eyes 可能更重要。我就是插嘴在这里啊，从我自己个人的经验，小孩子越早开始工作越好，不一定要做很多事情，但这个也是一个就是他的一个怎么讲，是我们教育孩子里面一个很重要的地方。
The last illustration, what we're going to show here is that, okay, let's do this. Your child is 15 years old, okay? And let's say that you can max out $6,000 per year investing in a Roth IRA for them, $6,000 per year until they retire. Okay, again, assuming the same rate of return, 7%, your child's a millionaire. Your child is a millionaire. The account will be worth about $2.5 million, tax-free. Remember, tax-free growth. The tax savings will be about $1.3 million. What that means is that if you put the same amount of money and the same amount of return in a taxable account, you probably only have about $1 million, $1.2 million in the account. With a Roth IRA, starting early and starting now with your child, you can then help them potentially become a millionaire by the time they retire. That is the power of the Roth IRA. And this is what we're driving home tonight. This is what I want to share with you. Wealthy families that I've been around with help their child become millionaires, okay? Help their child really plan for their future. And that's the power of the Roth IRA. So I imagine a lot more questions coming in, but Justine, Jerry, please.
Wow, 这个确实有点难以置信啊！这个我儿子14岁，看样子我得抓紧时间是在他15岁之前去为他开个 IRA 了。对哦，我顺便问一下那个 Justin， 每年6000块，这个应该是额度吗？
对，刚才说了是一个额度，这个额度每年也有变化，前2年还是5000呢，它会一点点上去，所以我觉得对，你可以反正叫孩子多工作一些就行了啦。特别是你自己的 business， 你可以给孩子的 hourly rate 高一点啊，是不是？
那就是说我不仅要给他开一个户头，我还得自己开始创业，是吧？是这个意思吧？
没有，他可以做一些其他的事情的。It's okay。美国还是有很多地方会雇佣那个就是小孩子这样的，他们很喜欢就是 temporary 的 work，right？
Right， 是。这个数字还是比较惊人啊，就是说每年放6000块，然后呢，持之以恒的放。那么刚才 Ron 也讲到了，这是很多那个家里相对比较有钱的这个家庭。尤其作为祖父母什么都可能会作为给孩子的一个礼物一直存下去，当然孩子也可以在自己工作以后可以接过来，那么这样存下去的话，可能我估计大概40年左右就应该上100万了，然后如果50年的话，那就是变成200多万了，是吧 Justin？
对的，反正我这里也给大家，刚才在听你们2个讲，反正因为我自己是一个 做税的人，所以我自己有3个孩子，我有做这个 Kids Roth IRA， 我就回想起来，我儿子今年马上24岁了，就9年前我跟我儿子的一个 conversation。我儿子也是个 typical 的 Chinese kid 吧，他数学很好，而且呢，初中里就参加了学校的那些什么 stock 的什么 club 啊什么的。然后15岁的就读高中的那年呢，他整天在家里玩游戏。我就问他，我说你到妈妈办公室来帮我做一点 filing。那个时候还是很多 paper， 现在都 paperless 了。他不愿意来，他肯定要玩他的这个游戏。那么我说，哎，你过来，我们来画一个图。你知不知道 rule of 72？ 我问他，他说知道啊，就是说，什么每年你的投资回报率是多少，那么你多少年这个账号就会翻倍。然后我就问他，你觉得美国的 S&P 500就是每年的增长率大概是多少？他马上就 Google 了，现在孩子都是 Google 孩子啊。他说是，他给了我什么8.6几。我说那我们用8来算吧。那么因为 rule of 72， 如果这个市场每年增长8%的话，那就是说每9年你的钱就翻1倍，是吧？如果你这个夏天到我的办公室来办公，工作多少个小时，我会给你5000块钱。那个时候最高的限额只有5000块钱。然后我给你我不仅给你5000块的工资，我还用另外5000块钱放在这个退休账号里，你不能动的。但这个钱我们来看一下，到你退休的时候会是多少钱。We just go step by step， 你们可以看一下啊。他15岁的时候放5000块钱，就放这一次，对吧？9年以后翻倍，33年以后9年以后，再9年，几个9年，1、2、3、4、5，到他60岁那年是差不多16万。其实这个是个赘数，刚刚 Ron 都说了，但是我想跟大家就是回忆一下我的一个真实的跟我儿子的对话。然后呢，我可以告诉大家，他是绝对去了我的办公室去办公的。然后呢，4年都在我的办公室里做了活。然后到大学里，他也一直有打工。他现在已经在工作了，他住在波士顿，他工资并不高，但是波士顿的那个生活的这个 cost 非常的高。但是他做他自己的 budget 的时候，他的 Roth IRA 的 contribution is very, very high. It's right after food and the rent， 在他的 entertainment 还要之前。因为他跟我说，如果这个钱他不放的话，将来他是要吃苦的。有了这个钱，将来会很开心。所以我觉得不管怎么样，如果我的儿子能够一路做下去的话，millionaire应该是没有什么问题的。我不是说在这里跟大家吹嘘，大家很多人也认识我，我只是觉得就是说，有的时候大家都知道这件事情是好的。But when the number is so clear in front of your face, you get it. 而且这是一个教育孩子，我觉得一个非常好的一个方式。Jerry， 你觉得怎么样？你的 Daniel 现在就在这个 threshold。
我一定要向你学习。我觉得 Justin 说的非常有道理啊！做父母的不仅要为孩子做财务安排，更应该传承投资理念，在给他们鱼的同时，也给他们鱼竿，教会他们钓鱼。Ron。Do you have anything to add upon?
Well, the thing I want to share again is that, I've been very, very fortunate to have my career at the Chicago Board of Trade for over 26 years. And I'm around very, very wealthy families, but also I also see how they got there. How did that family become wealthy? This is one of the vehicles that they use to really help their children to have an upper edge later on in life. I would love to have my family, my parents understood this when I was young. They did not have the knowledge. They did not have the experience for this. So this is why I think it's very, very powerful that families right now, especially in our Chinese community, because we never really knew this, that to utilize these tools to help our children, to have an upper edge later on in life. These are powerful stuff that, other families, other ethnic backgrounds have used. And this is why I think it's very important for the Chinese community to learn this. So,
yeah, Ron, I totally agree with you. Knowledge is power.
Power.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, as parents, we can only do what we know. 所以今天所有来听讲座的朋友们 I commend you. 你至少知道了这件事情。我觉得知道了这件事情就会去做，不知道是不可能做的，对吧？不知道怎么可能。